Commission cutting hurts our business. I've been in this business for over 3 decades. The real estate industry has fed, housed, and clothed my family. I'm very protective of this industry, and I take great exception with anybody who doesn't strive to build an excellent business. It's not about just getting by, it's about being exceptional at what we do. And there's never anything exceptional about giving away your money or cutting your fees. It's hard work to build an excellent business. It takes a lot of energy on your part to look for all of the new strategies, techniques, and things that you can apply to your business to better serve your clients. It's not about what we can take out of this business, it's about what we can give back. And we can give back more when we're able to get more in terms of the revenue that's necessary to supply the quality service that our clients so deserve. You can tell that this is a very touchy point with me. You're never going to be able to talk me into reducing fees. You'll always get my attention when I see somebody that goes the extra mile, goes the distance, really brings a attention to detail and gives their client always more than their money's worth. You'll end up with a list of raving fans and advocates all over town. So cutting your commission is never the answer. It's always about looking for the best experiences, the best services, and the best way to serve your clients. Once you cut your commission, it's very hard to go back. I've seen the industry go from 6 to 5 and 5 to 4. I've seen it go from 4 to 3 in some cases and down to 2, where listing salespeople are getting 1%. Some marketplaces, $900, $400. I've even seen in some markets where they'll list your house for free if you agree to buy from them. Once you adopt this philosophy, it becomes very difficult for you to charge one client one fee structure for the same services and, honestly, charge another client a different fee structure for the same services. You have to pick a fee structure. Your structure needs to be designed around the services you're going to offer. There's a business model to it, and there's underwritten by a mathematical formula. But once you cut, it's very difficult to go back. Once you come to realize you can't function effectively on 4% and you want to go back to 5, it's very hard to move that back up the hill again. If people refer you because of the quality of the work and the great job you've done, you're going to continually build a business based on excellence and your expertise. But if you give somebody a deal and you say to them, I'm going to give you a deal, but don't tell anybody, you can just about count on it. The next person they talk to about real estate who's interested in selling their house, they're going to say, ask Steve or ask Chris. He's really good and he's cheap. So now they're getting you over because you're cheap, not because you're good. And you're going to get to that client's table, you're going to do your whole presentation, you're going to ask for 6% or a full fee, and the client's going to say, well, I want the same deal you gave to Steve. What you don't realize is once you cut, you're starting to create a precedent. And when that precedent is created, it's very difficult for you to communicate with one person. Well, I gave him a special deal. I don't give that deal to everybody. Then the client you're talking with is starting to wonder, how come I'm not getting the same deal somebody else got? Pick a number and stick with it. And base that number on how much revenue does that commission structure bring in, and does it allow you the resources necessary to invest in your business to attract tomorrow's clients. Don't cut your fees. And if you're not sure what fee structure, you need to do a really good business plan. You need to go through the math and the costs and the expenses that are necessary to run the model that you want to have. What you'll come to realize, if you cut your fees, you're working for less money. You need to break down that commission to an hourly rate and understand clearly what you're working for. Take a look at last year's income. Take a look at all of the expenses and the revenue and divide it by what you would perceive to be the amount of hours on a weekly basis you make. And when you start to cut your fees, realize you're reducing your hourly rate. I don't know too many people today that take a reduction in pay. And everywhere you go, the cost for everything continues to rise. And your fees have a built-in fee structure, your commission rate has a built-in fee structure to maintain your position in terms of inflation. You start reducing your fees, the cost of everything else is going up and you're ending up with less. It hurts our profession. When you cut your commission, you're telling the world you don't think you're worth what you charge. And when you go around, or worth what the industry charges. And the perception from an optics perspective from the client's position is real estate agents are overpaid. Look at that. They drive people around in nice cars, they go for lunch, and they make lots of money. That's the kind of job I want. And no, I'm not going to pay you 6%. It's a perception they have. But you as a professional, when you sit down, you need to walk them through all of the investments you're going to make and what makes you different than the typical agent. Understand in every profession, there are people that get full fees and people who do discounts. Doesn't matter if you're a lawyer or if you're a real estate agent. Think about it this way. There's lawyers who graduate the same year from the same law school and have the same degree, but one bills out at $1,000 or $2,000 an hour, another one bills out at a legal aid rate. In life, you get what you deserve. So, are you worth a full fee? Discounting creates dissension. Let's pretend for a second that you've got a pretty good business model you've put together and you've gone in on a listing appointment. And the seller says to you, the other agent will do it for less. The other agent will do this, the other agent will do that. Why would I pay you $6 when I can get it from them from $4 or $5 or $3? That sort of market position really creates dissension. Instead of building bridges, burns bridges between us and the industry. Become known as a full fee, full service agent. And the one thing I'll tell you is this. Even the discounters, when they go to sell properties, are going to look at your fee structure and say, I want to sell one of his listings because he pays 3%, where the other agents pay 2 or 2.5 or 1%. Just like the public, they're drawn to where they're going to get the most for the amount of time and energy they spend. You're giving away your profit. What most people don't realize is when you drop from 6 to 5, it's that extra 1% that gives you the profit, that gives you that extra little comfort level inside your business model. It gives you the revenue that's necessary to develop your website for tomorrow's clients. It gives you the revenue that's necessary to invest in your business so that you can hire the right graphic designers for your print media, or hire the right sales copywriters, or be able to buy word traffic on the internet so we can push your site to the top of the search engines. If you're looking at your business model and wondering, how do I get from where I am right now to where I need to go, and there's not enough revenue in between to make that happen, that's a byproduct of not charging enough for the services that you supply. Understand mathematically there is a formula and it works. And I can tell you this, full fees have been around from the beginning of organized real estate. There is a fee structure that works. And if you deviate from that, you're going to end up with less revenue at the end of the day. When you have less revenue, you have less money to invest back in your business. You end up chasing commission checks instead of building a business that attracts clients to you.